welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Shiv. Hello, if you're coming back then welcome. In today's video I am testing out a whole host of Makeup Revolution products. We have some new products to me, we have some older products, and this whole face is completely Makeup Revolution. I don't have any other brand on my face. There's a few brushes that I use from other brands, but apart from that everything is all Makeup Revolution. So I'm very excited to show you what I used to create this look and my thoughts and feelings on some products that are new to me. We've got some stuff from the Super Dewy collection. We've got some liquid blushes, some makeup brushes, which I have a lot of opinions to tell you about. So if you'd like to see more on that, then please carry on watching. Before you do carry on watching, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I upload a new video. I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages. I'm shivonmakeupbiz on everything. We've got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Twitter if you're into those kind of things. I think that's it. So let's just jump straight to it, shall we? Okay, to start off with, I'm actually going to take a toner. Now I thought I would include this in this video just to kind of give you my first impressions on it. This is the Super Dewy Hydrating Toner, which looks like this. It's actually quite a cute little packaging. It says it's got smoothing stevia extract. Isn't stevia a sweetener? I don't know. Some cranberry seed oil, so I thought I'd give that a go, and just as kind of like a reference point for this kind of video when I test out the products and give you my opinions. My skin is more of like a combination kind of skin type. It kind of leans more towards on the drier side nowadays. A little bit of kind of like an oilier, small targeted T-zone, kind of like along the chin where I have like hormonal kind of issues, and then down the nose. The rest of my skin is kind of like normal to dry, like texture wise. So I do tend to nowadays go for products with that really nice hydrating feel to them. So if I were to pick out a toner to use, I probably would pick out something like this for the daytime. I would use an exfoliating toner in the evening. So I'm going to give this a go. I've got my reusable cotton pad to pop this on. I know that Revolution do some, so I'll link theirs down below, but this is just the one I have to hand. So let's get started. I actually already put a different toner on this morning, forgetting I was going to try this out, but it's fine. So I'm just going to peel off a little sticky bit here. Right, so it actually has a really cool like pump feature. I know that Pixie, I think it is, have those on their toners. I think it's Pixie. So you just basically just push it down rather than pouring it onto a cotton pad. I don't personally mind either way, but it's just a cool little nifty way to pop your toner on. So I'm just going to start squeezing it until I can feel it go onto the cotton pad. Okay, there you go. Starting to get some product. Just packing it on there. Ooh. Oops. So I've loaded up my cotton pad. I don't know if you can kind of see that. I'm just going to, smells good. I'm just going to smooth that all across the skin. I'm going to make it nice and fresh, ready for makeup application. This is where it makes my skin go a little bit red, where I'm like rubbing it. I don't have any moisturizer on. I've kind of just cleansed my face. Feels kind of nice. It's not like irritating my skin or anything like that. I'll take a little bit down the neck as well. Don't forget behind the ears. I know it's not to clean your face, but it just makes you feel so much more refreshed. I like that. That was nice. I like it. So first initial impressions on the toner. Thumbs up from me. It feels nice and refreshing on the skin. It's got kind of like a nice tack to it in a good way, so when you put moisturizer on top and makeup, it'll feel like it will stick to the toner on the skin. So yeah, I like that a lot. First impressions. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my skincare. I'm going to quickly pop on my serum, eye cream, moisturizer, that kind of thing, and then we'll get started onto the eyes. So I'm back. I've just done my skincare, popped a little bit of serum and moisturizer and eye cream on. Now I'm going to move on to these brows. Nowadays I tend to prefer a really brushed up, like bushy eyebrow. So I have a few products today. I've got the Soap and Care Soap Brow, which is part of their kind of looks like a self-care collection. So I'm going to give that a go. I don't know if this one you have to wet it or not. It looks similar to their original Soap Brow. Ooh, plastic fell out. I don't know if you have to wet it or not, but we will find out. I do actually really like their original soap brow. I also have the laminate brow to try. I don't think I'll use the glue kind of side, as in the gel, just because if I'm using the soap it's going to be too much product, but I might use a little pencil in that. And then I also have the balayage brow in the shade dark brown to try as well. I think I'm going to use this with a little bit of the soap brow just to fill in sparse areas. So I'm going to take out this little kind of mini toothbrush style applicator. I don't really like using these. However, Revolution did kindly also send me a ton of brushes to try. So I have the Soap Styler brow brush. This is the R13. I don't know why that took me so long to focus on that. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just brush up my brows using the spoolie. These brushes are so gorgeous. Like they've got that beautiful like rose gold finish. They're so luxurious looking actually, just to kind of get them naturally into the shape that I like. I did have them laminated around a month ago. They've still kind of got a little bit of that shape, but they need to be held down, and then you have the kind of like toothbrush looking side to really like kind of get them up. So I'm gonna go like, it's like some serious ASMR for you. Okay, judging by that sound, I think you have to wet it. So I'm going to take a little bit of water. This is just put into like an old setting spray, but it is water in here. I feel like setting spray would work just as well, if not a little bit better actually. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just going to spray that all over the soap brow styler, and then get the little spoolie brush and just work that in. The thing I've learned with doing soap brows is that you don't want it to be too wet, and saying that, I've just put a ton of water in, but the trick is to get it into like almost like a pasty kind of texture. Okay, so I'm really working that into the brush there, making sure it's not like dripping wet, otherwise it's just really difficult to do a good soap brow. So that is even a little bit too wet. I might wait a minute or two for it to kind of dry a little bit. Working that in, wipe off the excess on the side. I feel like I've got it into a nice kind of texture, if you can see. I use the mirror that it comes with. Start brushing. I've got that everywhere. Thing I notice instantly is it's definitely not as strong as their original soap brow product that they have, which is like the rose gold packaging. But now I've started kind of pulling at the brows. It's working nicely. I think because it's soap brow and care, it's supposed to be a little bit more gentle. I find that part of my brow is like the most coarse. Put a little bit of extra soap on there. I don't know if I like this applicator or not, so I don't know. I might use the kind of spoolie side really to like brush that. Oh, okay, that works. I think the best thing to do is take this side, go in with a bit of product, and then smooth it out with the spoolie. Go back a few times, take your finger. I know this kind of style of brow is not for everyone, but for me personally, I feel like it really lifts my face. And when I have kind of like normal, just regular filled in eyebrows, I don't really feel like me. I like a big brow. Okay, this is working better with the spoolie that it comes with. I feel like I'm really getting into all of those hairs. Get with a little bit more product like on the spoolie side, just here in that coarse area. Okay, it's actually working really well. Now it's starting to dry. I can definitely see that it's holding on. I did actually forget to mention, I obviously have eyelash extensions on. I've gone for super big eyelashes this time round with a few like random long bits. So this is intentional with the eyelashes, just as a heads up. So I won't be doing mascara in this video. Yeah, I like this. It's drying really nicely and it doesn't have like too much of a shine to it. I only lost one eyebrow hair. Success. I like that. I like that a lot. That's dried down really nicely, and now it's dry. They kind of feel like rock hard, like they're not going anywhere. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other brow. Perfect. After a little bit of playing, we have my ideal wolfy brows that I love. So, verdict on the soap brow styler. I like it a lot. You definitely have to add a little bit of water. The only thing with these kind of soaps is obviously as you get a little bit mucky and they don't look as nice literally after the first use. So that's something that bothers you, just a little heads up. But yeah, I like that. They feel nice and set in place. I don't feel like they're going to ping off anywhere or like go messy. Like they are there for the rest of the day. So I don't think I'm going to go too crazy at filling them in. I do kind of like more of like a natural look with my brows, as in I don't really tend to even fill them in when I go out nowadays. But I do want to give some of the brow products a go. So I'm going to take the balayage brow in the shade dark brown, which has a little spoolie on the side. I'm just going to get it going on my hand. See, it's quite a warm colour. I feel like my brow hairs, oh my god, my stomach is rumbling like crazy. I don't even feel massively hungry. So I've got a little bit of like sparse areas on. Okay, no, that works. I'm very gently add in a few kind of extra hairs. Some of my brow hairs have gone a little bit wiry from the lamination. Okay, that works. Just on the like sparse areas, not too much. I like that. And then on the other side I've got more sparse areas at the top of this brow. So as you can see, I'm doing it super messy. I'm almost like barely paying attention to where it's going, to be honest. I used to like a super neat brow. If you look through any of my old YouTube videos, I looked quite a lot different then, but I used to like a really structured, super, almost like sharp brow. Like I used to feel right along here with a pomade, brush that up, and it'd be super like, you know, sharp, whereas now I'm like the messier the better almost. It's funny how beauty trends change. I wonder if I'll still be doing these brows next year. Foreshadowing. Okay, so I'm happy with these big bushy brows. Yeah, I like that. That actually went on top of the soap brow styler really nicely. The camera keeps cutting off. I do like this balayage brow. It went on top of that soap brow styler nicely. I didn't have to like pull too much. It didn't take away the soap. So yeah, that could be a good little combination. I haven't tried out the laminate brow, but I'm assuming it's the same kind of thing. It's got more of an angled tip on this with the brow gel if you just want something that's super quick. This might be something I would do kind of like on an everyday basis if I don't want a really structured brow, just to brush them up a little bit. So yeah, happy with those two. I'm now just going to quickly take a cotton bud and clean up any excess soap under the brow before moving on to the eyes. For the eyes, I would typically take my P. Louise base in the shade 2 and just pop that on. I use it with every single eye product. However, I have used these conceal and define concealers on the eyes before and they do work because they set down really nicely. So I'm going to take the shade C6. I have a ton of shades to work with later, but I think this would be good for the eyes. I do obviously have these huge eyelash extensions on. They are very extra, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful, but I'm just going to take the little doe foot applicator that it comes with and just pop this on. This is not a first impression. I have used these concealers before on the lids and I do really like them. They're definitely not my go-to, but if you're looking for like a multi-purpose product and you want your concealer and eye base to be the same, then you could definitely use this concealer. Why did I struggle so much with that sentence? Okay, so I'm just going to take a brush. This is the P. Louise brush. This is from the Mirror brush collection, and I'm just going to smooth that out onto the lid to create a nice base for the shadows, just being careful not to get it all over my lash extensions. This is also partly why I think I've not been as consistent lately with my YouTube videos, because I just wanted to wear eyelash extensions and just be a little bit more glam kind of day to day, which means I'm not typically able to do like big testing videos. But I thought, you know what? It's fine. Some people wear lash extensions, so don't always have to pop on like a false lash in a video. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, so I'm just going to take the side of the brush to kind of just go underneath. I'm not being super neat, but just to get a little bit of definition and blend that concealer all over the lid. Pat that in. It's a nice base. And then I'm just going to take the brush and just take any kind of like excess product right up on that lower lash line to help kind of prime that area as well. Kind of like pat out the excess on the side of my finger, just so it doesn't kind of end really harshly. Forgot how quickly this dries down, so probably recommending one eye at a time. Moving on to the eyes now, I'm taking the Ultimate Nudes Light Shadow Palette. I'm going to do a really simple eye look. The rest of the video is mainly focused on the base. I've got some really cool products to try. So I'm going to pop on a really quick kind of neutral kind of ish glam look. So this is what the palette looks like on the inside. I'll do a close-up shot for you now. The close-up shot won't look as nice as this does because I would have used it, but just so you can see kind of the overall vibe of the palette. Very, very pretty. Definitely kind of like a dupe slash a copy of the Huda Beauty Nudes palette. I'm going to take this dark kind of brown shade right here on a Revolution Buffing Eye Crease Brush R3, which looks like this. It's kind of like a big kind of dense pencil brush. I'm just going to dab right into that dark brown shade here, pick up that pigment and kind of work that through the crease as a guide for the rest of the look. Here we go. Okay, so I just got some of the shadow into the soap, but it's fine. So I'm just going to start with the outer corner, really start to pack that on there so it's nice and intense. You can always clean up the edges later, but I'm going to start by bringing that in to the crease. I'm going to take it all the way to the inner corner. At the moment I'm literally just kind of stamping this on as an initial guide. Doesn't have to be super neat, but yeah, look at that pigment straight away. We love it. Carefully taking that right to the inner corner, and then once I've got that kind of initial shape on there, I'm just going to start deepening, is that a word? Just intensifying that crease and just smoothing it out so it's all kind of one really nice even shape. From the outer corner I'm just going to kind of buff and pull that out towards the tail of the brow to get that kind of lifted cat eye effect that we all seem to love. And then we will go in and blend it out with another shade in a second. So far so good. This colour is nice and smooth, quite easy just to kind of like chuck on the eye. I'm also going to take a little bit of that just under kind of outer corner of the lower lash line. I'm now going to take the fluffy blending brush, this is the R4, and I'm going to take this kind of peachy mauve colour right at the top of the palette. I'm just going to use this to blend out that kind of dark brown shade, super quick and easy. Just tapping. I thought that was a mirror, I was like, oh, I can't see myself, whoopsie. Okay, I'm just going to blend out this dark brown. I'm literally just going over the top of it because that concealer is completely dry. I don't really have to worry about it going patchy or anything. So I'm just blending that kind of half and half on top of where the dark brown is and then onto the rest of my skin. This is such a quick and easy eye look. As you can see as well, like the shadows are going on so nicely, blending together really easily as well. I'm just going to pull that out on the outer corner, give that sultry lift. And then I'll take a little bit of that just under the lower lash line. I don't have to worry too much because I probably will touch this up a little bit once I've done my face makeup. So easy, like that blend is gorgeous already. Okay, I'm very happy with that quick and easy blend. Okay, I'm just going to pop one colour across the lid and I am going to take this shimmery kind of bronze shade right here. I was thinking about taking the purple tones, but I feel like just going more neutral. So I'm going to take this one here. It has a little bit of nice warmth to it. I'm going to take it on a detailed concealer brush and just pop this on the lid. I might use setting spray to make it more intense, but we'll see how it goes on dry to begin with. So I'm just kind of loading up my brush. And I'm just going to pack that onto the lid. It's going on quite nicely with the fluffy brush, but I might need to use a setting spray to get that kind of like foiled look that I would like. Super quick and easy, shimmery kind of bronze eye. Actually looks a little bit more rose gold when you pop this on. Okay, I'm going to use a setting spray. I'm going to take the Super Fix Super Hold spray. Make it a little bit more, yeah, that's better. Adds that kind of like foiled effect back. And I'm just going to dip back into the dark brown and just redefine that outer corner a little bit. Okay, to finish the eyes off, obviously I don't have to put mascara or lashes on, so it makes it a little bit quicker, but I'm going to take the brown Renaissance liner. If you are a watcher of my channel, you know how much I love this eyeliner. I use the black one all the time, but I just feel like a brown recently is just so much more subtle, but also adds that effect that it needs. So I'm just going to pop a liner on. I'm going to do a really small wing, and now I've said that, it's probably going to end up huge, but I'm going to aim for it to be small. So I'm just going to hold down my lashes a little bit and then pop on the liner. I'm now going to take the Revolution Pro Pigment Gel Eyeliner in the shade brown, just pop this through the waterline. So moving on to the face, I actually have quite a few different primers to choose from and I can't pick just one, so I think I'm going to use a mixture of two. We have the Pore Blurring Compact, which is the blurring balm. It kind of looks like this. So I'm guessing you just kind of like smooth it onto the areas that you have more kind of enlarged pores, which will be for me like around my nose kind of area. So I might use that. Then I also have the Super Dewy Perfecting Putty Primer. I've not actually tried their original one, but how cute is this packaging? It's got like little raindrops on it. I don't think I'm going to try this one, but I do have that. We've also got the Super Dewy Skin Elixir Makeup Serum, which sounds pretty nice. We have the Liquid Powder Pore Blurring Makeup Serum, which I think is supposed to be a dupe of the Fasali one. I've not tried that, but I will let you know how I get on with that eventually. And then we also have this Super Dewy Super Balm, but I think I'm going to use that later on as like kind of like a dewy highlight maybe. So I'm going to take the Pore Blurring Compact on my kind of nose and maybe a little bit on my chin area actually. And then I'm going to take the Super Dewy Skin Elixir Makeup Serum on the rest of my face. So starting with the Pore Blurring Primer, just looks like this. Quite a nice little compact actually. I'm just going to go in with my finger, which is clean. Just go into the fresh compact, get a little bit on. I don't really know how much you need, so I'm just going to keep swirling until it feels right, you know. Okay, so I've Got a decent amount on my finger, she says, as she keeps going. I'm just going to kind of like work that in. I know my camera's not as high def, so you won't be able to probably see up close and personal, but I feel like that's quite good at like smoothing out the texture a little bit. Texture is probably one of the hardest things to cover because you can cover redness, you can cover like flat scars like I have on my chin, but texture is like a whole other level. On my nose, but that smoothed it out quite nice. And I'm also going to take some of that on. Oh god, I just realised how much I've just taken off. Oops. I'm going to take it onto my kind of chin area, smooth out all this kind of texture. Got kind of like open pores on those cheeks. Yeah, I quite like this. I'm interested to see how makeup goes on top of it, but it has definitely smoothed out the pores for sure. They aren't like invisible, but you can't make pores invisible. You just can't. So I'm now going to take the Super Dewy Skin Elixir Makeup Serum. Hopefully the squidgy thing is good because I find with these Revolution ones they can be a little bit hit and miss. Yeah, look. Can't squeeze it out. So I'm gonna have to like maybe like wipe it to get it out. So annoying. Should definitely be in a liquid like squeezy tube. I think they just didn't think their packaging through. A bit annoying, but we'll make it work. Bit of that. Like having to go in so many times. That would do. I think I've got a decent amount of product on there. Packaging, not a win, but let's just pop some of this base and I'm just gonna smooth that on the outer kind of perimeters of my face and my forehead. Bit of a weird action, but I've popped it on the palm of my hand. Oh, that is very dewy. You can see that shine, it goes straight away. Kapow! I like that a lot. Okay, I've zoomed you out and I'm just going to quickly move on to the face. We've got two kind of foundation type products to try. We have the Conceal and Glow Illuminating Foundation, medium to full coverage with vitamin C and lotus flower extract. I've got 3 shades of this. I also have the Super Dewy Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer. I actually feel like I kind of want to try this. Let me know if you want me to do like a first impressions or include this Conceal and Glow foundation in another video. Let me know. There was a foundation recently from Revolution that looked a little bit similar, so maybe this is another one that I didn't like, but I love the Conceal and Define foundation, so it should be interesting if I like that. But I do want to try this Super Dewy Tinted Moisturizer. I have 3 shades. I've scrubbed all of my kind of fake tan off because I'm fake tanning tonight, so I probably will have to go for the lighter shade. I've got medium, medium tan and tan to work with. I'm going to go with medium. I feel like tan it will be too much. We'll try it medium and see how that goes. Okay, so it's actually really cute packaging. I have a sponge that I'm actually going to pop it on. This is the Ultimate Powder Sponge. It does say that you can use it wet. It kind of feels like the Juno & Co sponges if you've ever tried those with like the fuzzy texture. But I'm going to try popping my foundation on with this and just see how it goes. Kind of excited. This is like interesting. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, cool. Okay, we can make the shade work, I think. Bear in mind that I was planning on filming this video when I have tan on, but I don't. Not too bad though, I don't think. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to load up my sponge with a little bit more product. A bit on the forehead, nose, chin, and then just work this into the skin and see how it goes. Feels quite nice though. It's actually got a lot more coverage than I had anticipated. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this sponge though. Not gonna lie, I feel like it's kind of giving the foundation like not really much for flawless finish. I probably would just use my normal beauty blender or my spicy choco beauty sponges. But the tinted moisturizer is giving me a lot more coverage than I had kind of pictured, which is nice. I'm not gonna go right up to the eyes because I am gonna pop a little bit of concealer on. I like this. This is like nice. Because even though I do love a full coverage, like I'm still a full coverage kind of girl, this is actually quite nice, you know. With the right amount of concealer, I probably would use this. I like that. It's giving me a really nice, like healthy kind of glow to the skin and just kind of evened out the skin tone a little bit. Yeah, I really like this. Thumbs up. Now I've got some kind of coverage on my skin. I'm now going to go ahead and pop on some cream contour. Obviously you can see this blemish here, but I'm going to cover that up with concealer later. But I'm just going to pop some of this on. This is not a first impression. I have used this before. This is in the shade C12. And this is the Revolution Pro Ultimate Radiant Under Eye Concealer. When you pop this on, it has like a nice cooling effect to it. But I'm just going to pop some of that on kind of the cheekbones and the top of the forehead to kind of just add some shape to the face. I'm not going to go too crazy. And then I'm actually going to blend it out with this brush, which looks really soft. This is the angled foundation brush, and I'm just going to start with this side and just start kind of like stippling that in to begin with. So we've still got that kind of coverage going. Pull that up. Now, with the concealer, I will clean up underneath later. Quite like that, you know. I know it looks kind of messy for now, but the actual tone of it is really nice. Don't worry too much about the kind of splodge because we're going to clean it up. For my actual concealer, I'm going to take the Conceal and Define concealer in the shade C5. I have used this before, it is really good. Then I'm going to use the same blush to blend it out. I really like this base, even though you can still see like the darker blemishes. I've got a scar here and a new kind of spot on my chin just here. I still really like it. Like, I feel like it looks still quite soft and natural in the sense that you can still kind of see my skin underneath, and like spots are normal, embrace them, they are what they are. Really happy with that base actually. Next up we've got some liquid blush, which I'm actually really excited to try. I have 5 shades. I think this one will be a little bit too dark for me, probably that one as well. So I think it's a choice between these 3. I've got a kind of like an orange coral, super hot pink, and then kind of like an in-between shade. I think I'm going to go for this one, which is called Flushing For You. Cute. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this, maybe like onto the back of my hand. With liquid blush you don't really need a lot of product, I find, about that much to work with to start off with. I'm going to take my ring finger and just tap into it. It feels kind of like velvety. That's nice. And I'm just going to tap that onto kind of higher point of the cheek. Obviously this looks like really scary right now, but I'm going to blend it out. I also find if you want like a really long lasting makeup, wearing a liquid blush under a powder blush makes it really last all day. So just blending that out, kind of trying to bring it a little bit higher onto the cheek. Make sure that's all blended out. Try not to bring it out like in too far. And then while I'm kind of there, I'm going to take my sponge and just tap over it to kind of blend it in with the rest of the makeup. Yeah, I like that. It's giving me a nice kind of rosy glow. I definitely did not need that much product though. Do the same on the other side. Don't like that much. I like that. I like this colour. Flushing For You. This makeup has been sat on my face for a few minutes just because I've been sending some emails and I kind of got distracted. But I am going to set the face very lightly with the Revolution Translucent Baking Powder. I've used this before and I do like it. It's just a little bit of like an annoying mechanism, but that's the only thing with me and loose powders. I'm already messy as it is. So I'm just going to empty this into the lid. Then I'm going to take my sponge. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that kind of under my eyes, tap it off on the excess on the back of my hand. I'm just going to bake a little bit under my eyes, nothing too like crazy. I'm also going to bake a little bit on my chin, where I've kind of got a few blemishes. On my nose, just kind of like the upper lip area. Again, nothing too crazy. I'm going to take a little bit more powder. And then I'm just going to take this really beautiful powder brush, which is the Ultimate Powder Brush. So soft. I was in need of a good powder brush as well, so this is perfect. Really, really soft. I'm just going to take some of the powder on the brush. It probably would be easier with a pressed powder. And just kind of pat that into the rest of the skin and kind of knock off the bake under my eyes. I don't think I have to put on too much because my skin is kind of dried down, which is nice. I'm now going to pop some bronzer on. This is the Mega Bronzer in the shade 02 Warm. I have used this before. You just need to go in with a very, very light hand. I'm taking it on a Real Techniques blush brush. I'm just going to pop this on kind of on the outer perimeter of my face. I like to tap it on the back of my hand a little bit. It's got a little bit patchy on my forehead. I'll fix that with my powder brush. So take my powder brush and just kind of tap over my forehead a little bit. Now I'm going to pop on some blush. I'm taking the Revolution Sculpting Powder Brush just because it's got a nice kind of angle to it, and I'm taking the Rhubarb and Custard blush. This is one that I actually use all the time. I really like this. It's a nice matte kind of peachy pink. I think it will go nicely on top of that cream colour, the cream blush colour. Putting that onto my brush, putting that up through the cheeks. These brushes are so nice. I honestly think so far if I'm going to recommend anything out of this whole kind of testing first impressions kind of video, it's definitely going to be that tinted moisturiser and just the brushes. Like, they're so nice. I know it's like a lot of blush, but I find that it fades. I'm going to take the powder brush though and just kind of tap over the excess just to kind of like push that into the skin a little bit more. Really like this powder brush. Like, it's really dense and like gets it in there. Ooh, okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a combo for setting spray. I'm going to take this Super Dewy Hydrating Spritz to start off with. Give that a little shake. Spray it over there first because it's new, otherwise it'll like splatter in my face. I'm going to spray that all over the face. Oh, the smell's amazing. Smells like super fruity and tropical, but it's not too much. Then I'm going to lock that in even further with the Super Fix Super Hold Misting Spray. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like the spray much on this setting spray. I thought it would be like an aerosol, like the Morphe one, but it's not. But I do like the hydrating spritz. I'm just closing my eyes so I don't ruin my eyeshadow. Make my skin like super dewy, but I know it's going to settle down a little bit. While that is still a little bit dewy, I'm going to pop on my highlighter. I'm going to use the Revolution Pro Supreme Highlighter Metals kind of palette thing. I've used this like a ton, as you can tell it's super messy. And I'm going to take this kind of gold shade right in the middle on this highlighter brush, which just looks so gorgeous. Like, it's so soft. This is the fluffy highlighter brush. I'm just going to go into that gold shade, just kind of load up my brush, that middle kind of colour. Kind of reminds me of that Amrezy highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills, this middle shade, which is like limited edition. Like, sometimes it comes back, but I try not to use it too much because I know that it's hard to get. So this is a nice little dupe. Tap off the excess. I'm just going to pop that right onto the very high point of my cheekbone. So pretty. On my nose, down the nose, above the lip. Super glowy. Super glowy. And then I'm going to take my blush brush and just tap over the edge. I like to do this because you would do that when you do your eye makeup, so I think it's quite important to do it with your face as well. Like, go back and forth a few times. Pap. I love it. I'm just going to pop on a real quick lip. I'm taking the Revolution Chauffeur Satin Lip Liner. I've used this a ton of times on my channel. I'm going to outline my lips and then we are nearly done. I've already just noticed some separation on my chin, so I might need a little bit more powder. I think that's probably from the hydrating mist. Then to finish off this look, I have the Hydra Bomb lip gloss in the shade Drippin', which looks absolutely gorge. My kind of like nudie gloss. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on. I've tried their lip glosses before. They are so good. I've not obviously tried this shade before though. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on. Oh my god, look at that colour. Perfect nude. Love that. It goes with the lip liner really well. Love that gloss. It's a little bit sticky, but it is a lip gloss. Like, it's not super sticky, it's a little bit sticky. And cute packaging as well. It's got kind of like fake sort of water splash marks on the tube. But yeah, that is literally the finished look. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on, just because it's bugging me, a little bit of powder on my chin. So this is the finished makeup look using a whole host of new Revolution products. Well, to me, some old ones and some new ones to try. I kind of gave you my opinions along the way, but I will just summarise. I absolutely love the tinted moisturiser. The concealers I've used before, they're so good. The Concealing Define Concealer is just like an absolute staple. The hydrating toner was really nice. The lip gloss is gorge. What else did I say I really liked? Oh, I really like those blushes. I think they'll be really good for makeup artists as well because you don't need a lot of it, so it'll last you a really long time. With a tinted moisturiser, bomb. There was another product I said I really liked. What was it? The Soap Brow was really good. Soap Brow and the tinted moisturiser. off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this look turned out, and my brows have not moved at all and they still feel like super stuck there, so definitely recommend that soap brow and care styler thing. Everything will be linked in the description box down below. Like I kind of touched on at the beginning of this video, everything in this video was sent to me via PR, apart from the highlighter metals palette, which I actually bought like a couple years ago. It's probably expired, but it's fine, it's just my face. But everything else was sent to me via PR, but all opinions are my own. I haven't been asked to make this video or paid to make this video or anything like that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. So sorry for being a little bit inconsistent, just I've been focusing on other things at the moment. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and seeing my thoughts kind of on some Revolution products. Let me know what you think of everything in this video. Let me know if you have any video requests for me. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I upload a new video. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages. I'm shivonmakeupbiz on everything. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope that you're doing well, and I shall see you next time. Bye. So my stomach is rumbling so much. Can some see? Wow. Start again.